I am Matt Smith for 5280 Sports Network. Thanks so much for tuning in. Well, the Colorado basketball team starts their season 1-0 after knocking off the Sacramento State Hornets in a very good start to their season, 90-53 tonight at the Coors Event Center. The Buffs start 1-0, and a lot of new Buffs and new faces made their presence felt tonight. Derrick White, a very highly anticipated transfer from Division II UCCS, a D2 two-time All-American, played tonight, started at the point guard position for Dominique Collier. That was a surprise. We expected to see Dom Collier start at that point guard position, but as Tad Boyle mentioned after the game, he tweaked what Tad called a foot a few days ago. He was only about 70%. That contributed to Dom coming off the bench, and Dom led this team in scoring coming off the bench, very hot from the field, 4 of 6 from three-point range for Collier, and the Buffaloes certainly fed off of his energy and intensity. These Buffs are extremely deep. They're about 11 deep with Bryce Peters, who has been suspended for the first 2 games of the season for violating team rules, but they are legitimately 10 deep, and they showed it tonight. Every player in that 10-man rotation had 3 field goals or more. This was a Buffs team that did a very good job sharing the basketball tonight, and they had a very good assist-to-turnover ratio, 20 assists to 10 turnovers. And what you liked from what you saw from this Colorado team was the fact that they came out and made a statement right out of the gate. Although they scored quite a few points, and shooting that well will always cover up a lot of issues, there were some things that lacked in this game, as Tad Boyle mentioned afterwards in his post-game press conference. The Buffaloes gave up 17 offensive rebounds tonight. That's something that they will work on and try and get right before they play Seattle on Monday. It is a very interesting stretch of games here for the Buffs. They open with Sacramento State, they play Seattle and Louisiana Monroe, and then they travel to Brooklyn. They play Notre Dame on November the 21st, so really not a lot of time for this Buffs team to get things right and kind of get a rhythm to start the season. But tonight was a good step forward in that process. It was also very good to see Xavier Johnson return from that torn Achilles. He redshirted last season. XJ tonight, 6 points and 7 rebounds. Now wearing number 11, paying homage to a former high school basketball teammate, Max Hooper of Mater Dei High School in California. XJ tonight played a solid floor game, got a very nice standing ovation during introductions. Asked him about that after the game. He said he felt blessed, and that was a very cool moment for him. And I think it's a big year for him being the vocal leader of this team. But he played very well tonight, and I think for the first game back, you have to like what you saw from Xavier. This is a situation where he's coming off of a very difficult injury, and I think for XJ, it's just a process at this point, and tonight was a big step forward in that process. Colorado offensively did everything tonight. They led 42-19 at the end of the first half, 2 back-to-back 40-point halves for the Buffs, and it was a very good start to their 2016 season. They're 1-0, and next take the floor on Monday night against Seattle University. That should be an interesting game, as the Seattle University team is the one that sent Colorado home packing 2 years ago in the CBI tournament. This Buffs team has a lot on the horizon here in the 2016 season. There's a lot of preseason hype and expectation, and I think that they did a very good job responding to that tonight, and it's a great building block in the process of building a top 25 team, which Tad Boyle believes that they have here, and there's certainly a good argument for it. We'll see if they can continue this dominance the next few games, and then it's November 21st, lace them up at the Barclays Center against Notre Dame. A big game there, but Colorado has some work to do before that can happen. I am Matt Smith for 5280 Sports Network. Thank you so much for tuning in. Follow along on Twitter at RealMattSmith, that's Matt with 1 T, at 5280 Sportsnet, and find our family of podcasts, including No Bull Just Buffs, on 5280sportsnetwork.com.